by Dylan.
Greetings, community.
Was
I'm Kevin from 1-2 Comic Talk. I got my son here, and he's throwing out invites out to a few people. If you're out there, you want to jump on, throw a shout out to me, and we'll throw a link out there to you.
Was I meant to send one to Discovery Bay?
Yeah. Okay. And then Dylan, if you're out there, I hope you see this, but we're looking for you. And Metaphorical, if you're out there, we're also looking for you to jump on. Let's see if anyone's out there. Yeah, I think I'm there. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think I'm there. There we go. Got a body up there. So JB basically said that he couldn't hang out. He had to, hey, Tom, how you doing? I want to officially greet you back. I've heard that you have come back. We're relatively new. If you've never seen me before, Tom, my name's Kevin. My son and I, his name is Kai. We do a show called 1-2 Comic Talk. It's a father and son show that we basically talk about comics and pop culture, videos, movies, and such. It's a cool way to bond with my kid. And a big thing that Kai and I enjoy to do is we like to go visit local artists and creators. And luckily, being that we live in the LA area, we have a plethora. So welcome, Tom. And we're looking for Dylan to come join me. I think Kai ended up sending out a link to him. And hopefully Metaphorical's out there. I'm going to end up inviting a few people right now. So hang out with me if you could. And tell me what you've ended up picking up today. You know, Kai and I were reading a bunch of stuff. And we ended up picking up some cool things, I think. We did. And one of which, what he's reading right now is, what is that? The Dollhouse Family. We're loving that. I don't know if you're reading it, but we're digging it. And send that out there to him. I think he was. Hey, Kai. So, what else we end up picking up, and I'm gonna end up throwing some books up there.
Did I hear my name?
Yeah. This is Dylan. Can you go ahead and throw him?
What?
Are you just throwing that at him there?
But, yeah, I already did.
Oh, you already threw that at Dylan?
Yeah.
And Metaphorical? I'm not certain. I might have him there too. Let's see if I can find him. And I think I don't have him on Instagram. Okay. Well, hey, Metaphorical, if you're out there, get me on Instagram. And, hey, that way I can throw one out there. Hey, Samurai Sam. Hello.
That's Samuel.
Yeah. How you doing? You staying up late? You've been staying up way too late, haven't you, Sam? You playing games at the same time you watching me? I appreciate you hanging out and watching me. And, yeah, I'm going to end up throwing up some books real quick. And I don't know if you saw, but we end up picking up this at our local shop. This is the Matina cover for Batman 86. And what I was mentioning earlier is in 1991 all the way up to about 93, maybe 94, I was frequently going to clubs and things that around this area, which many of the famous clubs are like Azari's, the Key Club, things like that. Some of which are not even around anymore. But the Roxy, God, what else? He's already said there. So I don't know, the Whiskey. But a lot of these places and a lot of the local places right here down the street from me was a real heavy metal-y rockin' time. Check out this. So during that time, it wasn't unusual that I would end up running into people that, you know, I did comics, one of which was Danny Mickey. He's the one that ended up doing the art for that book. And for a while, that's ended up how I ended up getting a lot of signatures on a lot of my image books. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Looks more clear than on JSB. Does it really? I don't know why. I'm just using my laptop. We do have a killer camera every time we use that Logitech. It doesn't seem like it. I do not contain a computer that can handle the processing in which that I need. So down the road, we will upgrade to something a little bit better. But thank you for the compliment. And so I'm hoping to get back, circling back to Danny Mickey. I'm hoping that I end up getting to re-hook up and maybe I can get a couple books signed and just, God, it'd be nice to see him and his kids. I mean, when I hung out, we were kids. So it's a trip. I ended up doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've been collecting these things for a while, ever since that whole Jenica thing came out. I was picking these things up. And luckily, we end up doing, Kevin actually lives down in, I believe it's San Diego area. So every once in a while, he'll cruise up here to the LA. And in early November, I think it was, he ended up doing a trip up here to Golden Apple. So I ended up having my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures 1 through 3 signed. And then, God, what else was signed? I ended up my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 96, 97, 98. All that signed. So I'm hoping that when he comes back up here, because he usually makes rounds once a year, I can get some more signatures. Love to get some type of sketch from the guy. Let's see. I think someone might be trying to contact me. And let's see if we can get some more bodies on here. But hey, I know that JB wasn't able to do his normal thing, and I apologize. Hey, there's the Dylan. Love to bring him in on. Add him to the stream. You ready to do this, Dylan?
Yo, what up, my guy?
Hey, dude, man.
How's it
All
going?
good?
Did you send Meta one?
I don't have them.
Oh, no worries. I got him.
I don't think I have him.
I just sent it to him. No worries. It's Meta
All right, and then,
Speculation. If you want to add him on IG, it's Meta Speculation. Just all one word.
Meta speculation. Here's an email by Outlook for the future reference. Sharp one. He wants to send me a message. 19 followers. Accept.
Yeah, I hate that when you gotta like approve a message. Sometimes I don't see it for a while.
We always get sketchy about approving anything. Like,
yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. Because
It just worked out.
I had my shit on like creator, but then like anybody can just start following you. There's no like anybody once you become like once you put it at that thing. I was like, fuck that, bro. I was like, I'd rather be able to check mark or X the one, even though I usually let everybody pass through as long as they're from the community. But still, it's like there's what I'm saying, there's those randos and there's just all those like weird fucking accounts that like chicks trying to sell you sex and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come check this page out.
Well, I'm in a position. It's like, how do I explain that to the wife? I swear.
Adding you. Like, it ain't me.
It's kind of a catch-22 because you can imagine someone like a Bueller or something like that where they have so many people. At a certain point, you lose track, so you can't be expected to know 5,000 plus people.
Right, man. That's what I was like, man. When it gets if it gets any bigger, man, like it's gonna be hard to keep up. But at least I know, like, there's the ones that are always gonna be in there, and you're gonna know them off rip. You know what I'm saying? They're always in the chats and comments. But then there's gonna be the guys that just pop in every blue moon. You're like, oh, good to see you. And then there's gonna be randos. So I've been getting a lot of randos lately, man. I'm like, who the hell are you? There was one guy named JB, and I'm like, do I know you? Sometimes I'm wondering if I know the person, like in real, like fucking, like from high school or something. Because a couple people I went to high school with, they were like, oh, bro, glad to see you're doing this, man. Keep it up. So I'm like, thanks, bro. One of them actually stopped in one of the live streams. I was like, hi. And he didn't answer back. He was like, what's up, man? I was like, what's up, man? I was like, appreciate your comment. I was like, but yo, how'd you find out about my account? Like, because I changed my Facebook and all my stuff to like for the comic stuff, because I kind of wanted to, I didn't really care about telling like people I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to explain this shit.
Motherfucker's hanging backstage. Let's bring him in.
Hey, what up, brother?
Hey, man.
What up?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually a prime example of the help that we're going to be requiring. Meaning, Kai has some proficiency with this, but at the same point, you know, just by watching, you know, the stuff that you and JB were talking about doing, that would really greatly assist me. I'm dependent upon my son.
Yeah.
So the more I can start watching this type of stuff and get used to it, the better off I'll be.
If you want, hit the third box and see if it'll take us just squares.
There you go.
There you go, brother.
All right. So if I hit this one, that's who. The first one. That's
you.
me. The third one is us.
Yeah.
And then I can isolate whoever I want when I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could see like if you started like sharing a screen and you wanted to kind of like lurk how Perry does, you hit share screen and you click on it'll show your tabs. You click on the tab you'd want to show, and then we'd go to the side, and then the big page, that would be like the internet page, or you can even do it like you big and then us small, you know? Just click around and you figure out which one does which. I literally, you can even do it without being live. You could just figure out what's going on, like, and then you like just mess around with it a little bit and then go live, which is actually kind of cool. But I always learned everything just while I was live.
Yeah.
I just
Really? Okay.
A good thing to do too is if you use StreamYard is to make like a broadcast that you're never going to go live with, and kind of just use it as something that you can invite people into to chat with them, or to like test stuff that you want to use like on the show. And you're never going to actually ever go live with it. You just use it as like a test
little chat room in a way.
Yeah, like a test chat room. You just and you never go live with it. You just use it as like a space to test stuff. And
yeah, sure. I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to try that. I've never done that.
Yeah. So
yeah, see, this is knowledge that everyone, you know, and I think in the community really needs to know. And you know, and especially someone as new as I am, or you know, as naive, this is helpful.
Well, see, like
I used
to be like a bigger gamer YouTuber, so I have a lot of experience from like that, and I basically started my channel over completely because I didn't want to like kind of use the success of my gaming channel I wanted to like just basically start from scratch. So
yeah, that's why I look at the analytics too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff we're gonna go over on the show. Like probably one of the first shows I'll go over like the 10 things or like a checklist that you basically want to go down when you're making any video, like when you upload it or whatever. There's a checklist that you should be like basically using to say, hey, have I done all of these things? Because it'll increase.
What's your check?
I mean, like I can give you some basics, like for example, making sure that your keywords, that you're like, or that your titles are a certain length. Like you want your titles to be under like around 60 characters total, because you want your whole title to fit without it being cut off.
Sure.
So you can have titles that are longer, but primarily, you get what I'm saying? If you want to get the most traction and get the most click-through rate, you want to have a title that's completely readable without them clicking like or highlighting it or anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Or I'll give you like 5 pointers so we can save other stuff for the show. So like another thing that when you're a smaller YouTuber, you want to hide your subscriber count. So like you want to just show your subscribe button, but you don't want to show like your amount of subscribers, because people within our community, hey, they're still going to sub you, but people who like haven't met your content through the community, when they go to your page, for example, and they see a low subscriber count, it's going to turn them off to subbing to you.
Yeah,
so like
you're not that good or something.
Yeah, so then, but if they just go to your page and they just see a subscribe button and they don't see a member count, that's not gonna enter into their mind of how successful you are versus not like how big or small you are. They're just gonna sub or not sub to you based on their interaction with you.
How you do that? So you just hit like keep all
negative
subscriptions private.
So there's a setting. Hold on, let me go and look. There's a setting in your
I don't know
I'll
if you have to do it through the computer or your phone.
yeah, I think you can do it through both, but I'll find the exact steps and maybe we'll do that on the like I'm saying, we'll do that on the first show. I'll basically do a step by step for each of these things.
So I
That
started
and
to keep all
your
my
checklist would be a
subscriptions
great
private. but-
idea, so people can use you as a guideline. You know, obviously everyone's going to customize what they think they need their checklist to be, but there'll probably be a core
Yeah,
underlining. Oh, that's going to go with everyone type checklist. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I think if you gave them a foundation, they can then use that as a launch pad. So no, I really like that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, stuff like that,
It
stuff
is.
like common issues you're gonna run into, like when you're trying to live stream, if you're like using OBS or stuff like that, like the things that you want to look for that are going to create issues, the best way to stream, or like some of the other questions that were being posted in the chat, things like what's good equipment to start with, what's good software,
Yeah.
like how's the best to grow your channel at different levels, meaning like what's the best way to grow your channel when you're literally just start your channel? What's the best way to, because there's different like levels and plateaus that you hit that you basically have to change what you're doing and kind of the stuff that you're doing to reach the next plateau. Because you're going to hit like plateaus where you're going to get to a certain level of subscribers and it's going to feel like that you can't gain more subscribers, and it's going to be because you have to need to basically change the structure and what you're doing based on the size that you are. So
I definitely noticed with Kai and I, when we got to a certain point of going beyond what we were doing in the initial couple months, which was just looking at a couple books, talking about what we liked, and maybe a game or two, that when we start diversifying or actually growing, or even finding out what our demographic was, and then finding out what they liked, what we were doing, we then just kind of just grew that a little bit until now we have the ability to reach out again and say, hey, what are you guys digging from us? And we'll keep doing that. And we're thinking about doing this. So I think it's hard to find your footing at first, just to find out who you are and how you need to deliver yourself.
Well, yeah, because you all have to, it's the same stuff like in gaming. You basically have to create like a narrative. You want you to create kind of like an overall narrative of what the spirit of like your channel, meaning like you want to pick something and become like an expert on that. That's why I did like my meta videos, because no one was doing them. Do other content that other people are doing, but you should have like, let's say one show or one video that literally almost no one on YouTube is doing. So find something that's obscure, like, or find a new spin on a way that someone else is doing something, and then just specialize on just doing that. And then do your other content, but have something that separates you completely from everyone else. Like, you have to have something that like differentiates you from people, or you're just another person that is like, you get what I'm saying? That you have to like trigger. You got to kind of trigger a memory in them. So like, just like, it sounds corny and stuff like that, but coming up with like catchphrases. So like everyone should have like, you should have a kind of like a tagline that you sign off with, that whenever people hear that, they think of you. It's kind of like a slogan.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, man, and all that stuff, you kind of build like put all the pieces together, man, and then you gain traction. So like another common thing that is, people don't do is they don't work hard like on social media. So like one of the best ways to grow your channel is just through being on Twitter a lot. Like I can't tell you how many people who are in the comic book community who do not even have a Twitter. So like Twitter is
I'm actually one of them.
so like I'm saying, Twitter is probably one of the like hugest ways to draw viewers, to expand your network. You get what I'm saying, with people that you're not gonna find, like, because every like social media platform has people that like primarily only use that. So you're missing whole groups of, you're missing like whole groups of people like on Twitter, and you got to basically use them all. Like Twitter, for comic people, I would say Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. At least be doing those three daily, actively engaging people daily, tweeting your stuff daily. Like it's a little bit of work, but if you do that, you'll see results. Because
I basically play on I play on YouTube, a little bit of Facebook, and then my son and I kind of share the duties of the Instagram. You know what I mean? So he's a lot more familiar with it than I am, but he's not going to go anywhere near Facebook.
yeah, like Facebook, I don't know, like right now, especially for us, I would say Facebook, unless you're in one of those like Facebook groups, and you can go live, but you could like the only way I would do that was if you were like multi-streaming to multiple destinations. So like with StreamYard, for example, you can stream to more than one platform. So yes. Right. If like I have like 4,000 friends on Facebook, so like it'd be worth it for me to multi-stream to Facebook because I have so many friends that even if only like 5 of them clicked on it, and that's 5 viewers I would get just from my Facebook people.
Right.
So stuff like that.
Dylan, do you stream on multiple platforms or not? When you throw your stuff out, do you throw it on YouTube or are you throwing it out on Instagram too? Or
nah, just YouTube actually. I've thought about putting like clips on Instagram. I mean, I'm young, but I just don't mess with social media that much. I used to.
I'm not fully utilizing. I know all the things I could do.
Hey, I hate social media, man. To be honest, I literally now when I was younger, yeah, I used to use it like socially, but now I literally will only use it to grow like my channel.
Same.
Or shit like that.
I'm lacking.
So
I should be using it more. I only use Twitter because of this. I've always had a Twitter account, but I've always hated Twitter. But now I use it a lot because a lot of creators are on it.
Yeah, it's the best way to network.
I use IG the most. Yeah.
Instagram, to network, to like just get your, hey, I'm going live. Because like I'm saying, there's a lot of people who are comic book fans who do not use Instagram.
Yeah. Right.
They only use Twitter. So
I actually share stuff to Twitter a lot more because it's just, I can just upload it right to Twitter. And sometimes with my Facebook, so I have 2 accounts, it will load it to the wrong Facebook account. So I usually end up just doing the Twitter. And then I'll post like a little thing on my story or say for IG and say, hey, we're live or something. But I think Twitter, they see it more often.
Mm-hmm. And Twitter's like a more personal community. Like everybody on Twitter is people that you are directly connected to. They're in like your circle. It's not like Facebook or like Instagram similar. That's why you get a lot of traction if you post on Instagram, because all of those people are interested. Like they usually, and the metrics there and the like the way that it recommends and stuff is very discover friendly, meaning you can get discovered by people who have never seen your content easily on Instagram.
Just because if you're like similar friends and stuff.
Yeah. It's basically gaming. It's basically gaming like the algorithms and stuff. So like there's other stuff that I could teach people about, like keyword stuff and stuff for your video. Like, for example, like click-through rate on when he was talking about analytics earlier, like knowing what your click-through rate is and how your title and your like the 2 most important things that you can do to increase your click-through rate which is people who are not subscribed to you or anything like that are clicking on your videos when they see it like suggested. So that's where you're going to get most of your after views from. That's where you get most of your like subscriber growth, like your new users from. Yeah.
I want to get better at my thumbnails. My thumbnails are just like okay and simple.
Something that's real easy to use for thumbnails, man, is Adobe Spark, man.
Adobe Spark.
It's literally
Adobe Spark.
Yeah.
Is it like an app or something for the laptop?
No, you can literally use it like online. It's like an online. It even has like quick template things for certain things. So if you're making like a YouTube thumbnail, it has like literally a setting for like you just click on YouTube thumbnail and then customize it.
Nice.
So, and you can make some pretty like decent quality thumbnails. And thumbnails, like I'm saying, just simple ones that are done decent, get you a lot of views. Like you want to be clickbaity kind of with your titles and shit, man. Like,
right.
That shit, because people who don't know you and don't know what your content's about, you have to basically trigger something in them. They only get like a fraction of a second of their attention.
Yeah.
So like you gotta, and if you believe in your content, you get what I'm saying, and you believe that and what you're doing is adding value to someone's like life or whatever, then you're not tricking them by clickbaiting them into watching your video.
Yeah. Not like where you're saying, oh, I just figured out the whole secret to the MCU and I know who's the new X-Men characters and shit. That's clickbait. Like, you know.
And then you don't actually even talk about it.
Catch. It's a catch to bring them in.
If you do that and then you don't actually even talk about it in the video, that's just wrong.
Exactly. But if you get a catch to bring them in, that's why I'm so glad I got that intro, because that intro and having a logo finally, the intro, I feel like everyone's just like, Dylan, you son of a. So it's like finally I got a little something, because that like it hooks them in and they're just laughing. If you know the movie, you know what I'm saying, you're laughing, dude. Even I know people, a couple of my buddies I showed, I know for a fact they've never seen Predator, and they were still laughing just because they know me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that intro has helped a lot. You know, I keep hearing stuff about it. I mean, I've only had it for a week, but I think it helps. You know, it makes you a little bit more official in a way.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, it gives people like an identity to attach to you. So like with your thumbnail, for example, you want to come up with something on your thumbnail that like as soon as they see your thumbnail, there should be like some kind of designator. It doesn't have to even be a logo. It can be like a stripe on it. It could be something. But as soon as they see your logo in like that half split second, they should know that that's your shit.
Yeah.
Right away. They shouldn't even have to look at the thumbnail and read it or anything. They should just know it by just visually seeing it and being like, oh, like if you go to Bueller's or like Day 9.
I was gonna say the same thing. Once you see Bueller, once you see Comet Tom, once you see, you know, or even
you know right away. You know in that split second.
Yeah.
Okay, like JB's stuff. As soon as you see his thumbnail in like a half second, you're like, oh, that's Discovery Bay.
Right.
So honestly, it's perfect timing for you to be doing all this like with JB and stuff and starting the live stream, because I just keep noticing more and more people are finally like, yo, man, fuck it. I want to join in on the fun. You know what I'm saying? Fuck sitting behind the you know, just sitting in the chats, which is completely fine. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's got their thing.
One thing I noticed
out of the shadow.
One thing I noticed, like coming over from gaming, like I'm saying that even on my gaming channel or even like my friend's channel, I still like do guest appearances and stuff on her channel, but she makes more in super chat like on her one daily show than most people make at work.
Yeah.
Damn.
And literally all she's doing is like, she doesn't even have that many subs. She probably has like 2,000 subs, not even. So imagine, and what we're doing is a much tighter, like that's why I got out of gaming, dude, because it's so toxic. Like the community is very toxic.
Yeah, I see. I was into the gaming community for a little while, man. People are just fucking
so like, and that's a completely 180.
Virtual racing for a while, so yeah, it was pretty vicious.
Yeah, so and the comic book community is like a 180 from that. So like, I like helping people. Like I do IT stuff for a living, so I like when people are like, oh, they have a like software or a technical issue, and I like helping them through that stuff, because like especially in the comic book community, because I want to see all your guys' content get better. I want to see my content get better. I'm gonna learn stuff from you guys about like books, about stuff that I'm missing. So you know,
we all learn from each other, man. That's the great thing about it. You know, everyone's got something to offer. Everyone's got a little something that, you know what I'm saying? We're all different. You know what I'm saying? We're all humans, but that's why
different things. That's why I wanted to come up with these challenges, because like, for example, I know one of the hardest things in making, like coming out with a channel or even sticking with it is you feel like not inspired. You feel like what am I going to make content on? How, like we were just talking about earlier, how am I going to differentiate myself? So you get kind of burnt out. So that's why I wanted to come up with this whole like challenge structure thing where like, hey, if you're having a down day, or maybe for a while you just want to take a break on doing the whole brainstorming thing and you just want to engage the community, well, you can just do challenges every day and challenge this person to this, challenge this person to that. and then you guys are both working with each other. You're building friendships with each other. We're learning who each other's are. We're building like those friendly, competitive, like that drives the whole community when we're actively engaging with each other, and then our content is relevant to each other, because like now someone will go watch like Dylan's video, and if Dylan challenged me, well, now some of Dylan's people who might not be subbed to me are going to come and watch my video to see what my response or who won, or so now we're getting cross traction from each other and getting each other subscribers and stuff like that. So it's I think it'll be like a positive thing for all of us. So
hell yeah, bro.
Well, absolutely. And then and even like just us right in here that we're sitting here, we're all cross planet and ourselves, meaning the way we approach things, the way our interests are slightly different, but we all have a common place, a common core. But the way we show it, the way we explain it, the way is all different. And there is no right and wrong. But the more we can share this information, the more we can develop ourselves. Of, I got a strength here, man. I don't even know why I don't utilize it.
Well, yeah, man,
So,
I know that that's what my strength is to bring the community is like technical help. So like, yeah, I'm really good at like that shit. So like, I now like helping people like that. So it gives me a way to give back to the community, because the community gives to me. You get what I'm saying? The community's like JB, all the people I've met in the comic community, like I can say maybe one person that I've had like a negative, interaction with. And beyond that, man, it's been like the shit that happens is amazing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like the shit we were just talking about. What other community do you go to and basically people are just giving away free shit?
Dude, you tell people about it. They like don't even, you just don't know. Like JB was saying, he's like, I'll be trying to tell my wife, man, I'm getting all hype. And he's like, you just don't know, man. Like the people in the community are just the greatest, dude. Like nobody is like that. No. Nobody, man. Nobody. Like any community out there, they are not giving away shit like that. It's always for a motive, you know what I'm saying? Dude, they're just giving it act of kindness, bro. Like that's what it's called, so that's what sucked me in like big time. It's not even like you get hesitant and you're like, that's why there's so many people saying fuck it, I want to start a channel, because everyone is so nice and they're just so obviously there's that one or two bad eggs, but it's like that you can't let that get you down, so it's a lot of people who would never do this before. I know people that are like, I was like, man, I get shy talking in front of people. I was the same way. I can't talk in front of people, in front of a crowd. I could never be that person. I had a speech problem growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like I was super shy, and look at me, dude, you know what I'm saying? I still can't believe I'd be doing this shit, like I get better and better, I think, with each video. So, and honestly, doing these live streams with you guys, that is what really like helped me let loose, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying, these guys, they're just like me, you know what I'm saying? We got that same common ground, and I was able to more open up to who I really am, instead of kind of like chilling in the shadow, you know what I'm saying, and kind of only letting half of it out because I'm still a little timid about it. Now I'm able to really let loose, and you'll get better content doing that, Yeah,
man, just be yourself. People are gonna feel you, man. The people out there who are just like you are gonna be like, yeah, man, I understand. I feel that's where you get your your following from. So
just keep it real and speak about what man. That's why if I don't know something, I ask a question, man, and I want to learn. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, I don't know, man. I feel like if you're there's always those people that like, they can't be told nothing. It's like, bro, how the fuck are you gonna learn anything, bro? It's like you can't know everything.
Well, the smartest people know what, like, that they don't know much.
Yeah.
Like that there's a lot of shit that there's even the smartest person, we can't memorize. You can't memorize everything. Like,
hell yeah.
And then there's a difference between memorizing something anyways and like actually understanding it. So like you can memorize the answer to a problem, doesn't mean that you understand the concept behind how to solve the problem.
Yeah. You just memorize the answer.
Yeah, and those are two different things.
Exactly.
Yeah, I call that regurgitating information. You're not really processing any real information and understanding it. You're just regurgitating information that was thrown at you.
Yep.
And we teach birds and other animals to do the same, and that doesn't mean that they can process the information correctly. They're just conditioned to respond.
Hey, that's true, man. Most definitely. So it's going to be exciting, man. I think this year is going to be an exciting year, especially for all of us as we build this greater like interactive community with each other and we start working together a lot. So
yeah, I agree.
Well, one of
It's
the
gonna be
things
a
I
great
really
year.
like doing is Joe was pointing out that he ended up seeing one of the videos that Kai and I put up, which was last week. We helped launch a new comic book shop called the Atomic Basement in Long Beach.
Nice.
And a big thing that Kai and I like doing is we like to go into different shops. We like checking out different the way shops are ran, or even sometimes how they deal with either the customers or aspiring artists and creators. Because some places really nurture these places, these artists and creators, meaning they're either publishing their works, like in the case of even Golden Apple in L.A. Blastosaurus, which is a project done by Mr. Richard Fairgray and can't remember his first name, but last name Eating. They do their book right out of that place. There's many places, comic book shops, that do the same. The reason why I point that out is Kai and I really pride ourselves that that's one of the things that we like to bring to the community is we like to take them to the shops in which that we either patron or that are opening up, or we know that are aspiring artists and creators that are trying to get known to, you know, the community that's out there, because they are themselves are limited. So with people like yourself that are helping people like us be able to get this type of content out to them, not only allows us to get subscribers and all that, but it also aids us to do the job that we pride ourselves in doing. In the case of Kai and I, showing content of people that are up and comers.
Well, also what it does is support our LCSs and keeps our hobby alive. Like we're getting the word out there for some of these shops that are closing to places like eBay, Amazon. We need to make sure that we keep our LCSs, at least some of them, open, or we're going to have nowhere to buy books besides from people who can control the price. Like, let's take Midtown, for example. How many times has your order been delayed like indefinitely or something like that? Like that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at like your LCS. So like we need to keep our LCSs healthy, and ways of doing that are things like what you're doing is featuring them. Getting a lot of them don't even have YouTube channels or don't even engage on social media. So think about all of the people who might be possibly interested in doing business with them who don't even know that they exist or what makes them special.
Right.
Or in the case of like what we were talking about, they don't know how to actually
engage,
do the work on YouTube or anything. So by being able to, you know, jump on to channels like you, Metaphorical, or even JB, or even what you guys are planning on doing, you know, a conjoined junctured work, you know, shop per se, of how to put together or how to actually watch, or even how to, you know, if nothing else, in the case of me, highlight a chat, you know, because those are all things you're going to aid you either in a brick and mortar type place, or if you are someone that's just doing it from your house, you know, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And you know, that's one of the things that actually Kai and I were talking about, that we were hinting to, and being that it's now 11 o'clock at night and there's only 6 people watching, I might as well let it out that Kai and I were talking about how we have so many people at our access as far as artists and creators, that what we want to start doing is we want to start interviewing these people, and more than likely at our house, on our couch, or online. And we know so many people locally that are cool, either friends or buddies with us, that we could actually do it from the couch. But we've been talking about how we can either have guests, interviewers also pop in while we're on the couch, and then we can do, you know, certain, you know, highlighted, how should I say, interviewers be able to guest onto the chat, so we can better communicate with the community and not only hit them up what they want to see live or questions they can hit up these people, but also allow the people to hang out here and have a more homey feel and less a studio feel. You know what I mean?
Well, that
so
also,
we're hoping to actually bring that to the community.
That would be awesome, man. Nobody's doing anything. Like I'm saying, that was literally such, if you were doing couch like interviews, what person right now on
that's my point
in the comic book community is doing like live interviews, sit down interviews, that is You get what I'm saying, like that. So not consistently
And
anyway.
I figure if we started real small, when I mean small, it's just short little programs with friends that we know that are up and comers, people that are in our local shops doing their development stuff, and then slowly work our way up as the community starts to see how we're able to deliver them certain content. You know, maybe people will start seeking us out, you know, and the cool thing is as things are developing with Kai and I, and as our subs are starting to grow, people are starting to reach out to us. So, well, hey, Dylan, you're a perfect example. You know, you've had people reach out to you. You didn't expect to hit you up, right?
Yeah. Or I even just reach out to them and I didn't expect them to hit me back.
Right.
Yeah, a couple times though, like I'd reach out like to Professor Buildus, sub to my channel when I had like no subs. And it took a couple months, but you know what I'm saying? He popped up in that live show and he knows I've been supporting him since he had like no subs himself. And always real active in the chat, always, you know, just always trying to support him. I'd even be like, dude, I'm watching all the ads just so you can make that couple cents. I know because he would say nothing, but then he started a Patreon, but I was like, sorry, if I could afford it, you know, I would, because you know, I told you shit with my credit card, I don't even have one right now. But
Right.
he was like, dude, just watch. He's like, I appreciate you watching the ads. So I'd watch the ads just to always show him support, you know, you know what I'm saying? Any support I can show, I try to do that, you know? And I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe he was like, yeah, I got a few minutes, bro. I'll hop on. And then not even like a few minutes, he spent like 2 hours, bro.
That's awesome, man.
No one could believe it because he goes like an hour and a half for his live shows.
I mean, a month or so after I started my channel, I had Jim's Comics on my channel. So it was a crazy show, man. And then he was going to quit. It was literally like he retired like
really
for like a month or so after that. And then he came back. So yeah, it was interesting, but it's a wild ride, man. And it's exciting. That's another reason why I like working with the community. It's just exciting to see everybody grow and how they develop, and then like how they change over time. And then you watch them find like their niche, and then get successful. So it's an awesome thing, man.
It really
I think
is,
the
man.
last video that Kai and I dropped was definitely the smoothest and best video we've done. And it's you know, I call it turning the doorknob. After a while, you don't think about what foot's nearest the door, what direction you turn the doorknob. You're not thinking about anything. It's not a conscious effort anymore. You've done it so many times out of repetition that it's rare that you come up to a door, regardless if you push it, pull it, twist it, turn it, whatever you do. It's rare that you think about what you're doing. We've just done it so much. So I think it's going to be the same way as we all, you know, throw content up and we find our footing exactly, you know, after a while. JB's a great example. You know, I mean, he flows, you know, Rod and, you know, Perry, people like this, they just flow. They've been doing it for a while though.
Yeah. I mean, like me, I've been doing podcasts or making content and stuff like that for like 2 or 3 years now. So that's why I seem comfortable talking and all that stuff, is because like I've been doing it for really long time, like years and years. So it doesn't just come like I didn't start like yesterday. I mean, I started my new comic channel like 6 months ago and then took 3 months off. But in that 3 months, I was growing like 100 subs a month, basically.
Wow. That's killer.
I mean, I can teach you guys how to do how I was doing it. So that's kind of some of the stuff that like I want to go over, man, because I can pass that stuff on and show you guys how to like grow like that. So
that would be crazy.
And it's not as hard as you think it is, to be honest. It just takes a little bit of like I'm saying, like a checklist of things that you're doing every day that you just put in a little effort and you get rewards. Most people's biggest problems, man, is they're just not willing to put in like the effort.
Yeah.
So
no effort, no time, man.
No pain, no gain, man. Nothing comes easy, man. You got to work for it just a little bit, just a little bit, man.
Hell yeah, man. You got it, man. If they can't see that enthusiasm, they're like, what the fuck am I watching?
I mean, if all it costs you is time,
yeah,
you can either do it yourself or pay someone else to do it. Like your marketing, you could hire someone to do like marketing and stuff for you, but you could literally do it yourself.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like it's easy with social media. So like,
Yeah.
I could tell you the number one thing that I've learned in my experience is to be actively always engaging people.
Yeah.
So like networking, talking to people, getting on people's shows, getting people on your shows, working with people on projects. That's your best way of growth.
Yep. Yeah, I always try to. I try to always do that, man. Always try to engage, at least, especially when they leave comments. I like always 99%, unless they say something that's like a one-word thing where you're just like, oh, there's no response. I always heart it though, so they know I read it. But I most of the time, man, I'm always talking back and forth in my comments with people.
Yeah, I can't wait till the first show, man, and see like how excited people get, what questions we get asked.
Oh, dude.
And then as the first weeks and stuff go by, when people come back and like, hey, man, I did this. This is what happened. Thank you. You know, stuff like that. That's the stuff I'm excited about. So
yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. It's a like I said, perfect timing, man. A lot of people. I've had people ask me questions, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know much. You know, obviously they know I'm still new, but I'll help you with the equipment, what's point you in the right direction. I'll do anything I can to help.
And now you can just reference a video and say, hey,
yeah,
go check out this video for
like,
that question.
Hey, looks like we got Downright Nerdy blessing us with his presence in the chat. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Downright?
Hope you're enjoying your
vacation.
We're
open, man. You want to hang out? We're here.
Yeah,
we're just kind of holding out until hopefully he's back. Pseudo disco wannabe stream here after dark. The facsimile edition.
The facsimile edition of Disco After Dark. I thought I joined the wrong StreamYard when you invited me. And when I looked up at the title and I seen the Disco After Dark, I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't even see. Oh, yeah, that's what they were talking about. Facsimile. This is funny. Facsimile. I didn't even read that.
Yeah, you know, I was like, you know, we're just this is not me thing. This is me continuation thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said, I'm still trying to get my foot underneath this too. This live stream thing is not really me in the sense of I'm a stagehand. So my whole life has always been on the other side of a camera. Now I always wear black, if not dark colors. You know what I mean? So for me to be on this side of the camera is so odd. You know, it goes against my grain.
That's how you grow, man, is doing the things that, you know, are uncomfortable for you or seem like that's what actually makes you grow as a person. So
I agree.
Anybody can do the stuff that they're, you know, that they're good at. It's succeeding at things that are hard for you that like are really rewarding.
Hell yeah.
Like Dylan,
I've definitely been having fun.
Dylan just touched on it earlier when he said that how he used to have issues speaking. Well, how do you think? What kind of self-confidence in the way that you think he feels about himself now that that's something that he used to see as a struggle, and now that it's like not a issue for him?
Yeah, I feel back like I did when I was playing basketball and stuff in high school. Man, you like, yeah.
He said, I got my swag back.
Hell yeah. I was trying to think. I got my move. As Austin Powers would say, I got my mojo back. I'm still just trying to get better and better with each video, though. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I can't believe. I love it though, man. I just love being able to engage with everybody, man. I think that's what really, like I said, helped me open up. So I tell people, this one guy, a hero and the kid, he's trying to get his equipment together, and I was like, yo. I know he said he's nervous to get in front of the camera. He's got to work up to it. And I was like, well, do what you got to do. And whenever you're ready to get on that live stream, because I told him, I think the live stream was what really helped me to engage. And you're just more comfortable because it's like you're hanging with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, the easiest way to get started is to like feature on someone. So like if you're newer, like I say if it's your first channel, first time you're ever making content, what you do is maybe for like the first 3 or 4 months, you reach out to people in the community. You're like, hey, can I come on your show? Have a discussion with you? Because then you get used to the like flow of how to like flow with people, how to wait for your turn to speak. That's the hardest part. It's gauging like when a good time to talk is, stuff like that, and being able to read the kind of the flow of the conversation.
Yeah.
So,
No doubt. That's one thing. A couple of times you're just sitting there all quiet because you're like, I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to interrupt. And they're like, what do you think, man? I was like, well, I was waiting for you to ask, but
But then you get that feel after doing it for a while.
yeah, you start everyone
Well, I mean, I'm
now and then is
so
gonna,
engaged by listening that I get lost in just listening, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh wait, I got so passive by trying to take in all this.
I'm
knowledge.
actually on the show.
Holy shit, I'm supposed to fuck that.
Hey, that's
You know, yeah,
You're never
it
gonna
just
get
happens.
perfect, man. You're always gonna talk over people a bit. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you like, it's not just all three of us talking all at once. You know. That
yeah.
shit is
And
so
you
funny.
start to learn the cues, man. Like I'm saying, it's something that comes with time. It's not like something that I was rough at it at first, you
Yup.
know, because and then like the more different kinds of people that you do, like podcasts or whatever with, the better and better you're gonna get at, to the point where like it's like you were saying earlier, it's gonna be like second nature.
Yeah.
Like I'm super comfortable now in having conversations with people because I know, like, I've done it for so long
Yeah.
that I don't have to think about it anymore. Where I used to be like, am I not talking enough? Am I talking too much? Is this my point to like cut in? Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So all my life I've been like a turtle.
Put this
Trying to
on.
bring out my shell.
This year, you mean? That I thought he said year.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
to see what everybody has, cooking, man. So
Dude. Hey, I'm gonna just let
Well,
you know.
that's-
I'll probably wrap up at like once we hit an hour, just because I gotta get my sleep schedule back in order. I finally fucking got a little sleep, but I want to try to start waking up early. These live shows, man. I've been going to bed at like 8 in the morning, and then waking up at like 6 in the afternoon. I gotta get it.
yeah, that's bad.
What time is it? Are you on the East Coast, Meta?
Yep, I'm on the East Coast. It's like
okay.
1:30
Oh,
here
really?
almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's almost 2:30 by me. That's why I was like,
Oh shit, you're right, because my computer's still on Central Time. So
Oh.
so
So it's 2:30 then.
yeah,
For
it's like 2:19 or some shit right now.
Yeah.
Here in
That's why I was like, I'm gonna wrap up at 2:30. Man, you get on these, man. I love hanging with everybody, and even if I got like 10 people, and if everyone's engaging, and especially I wanted to stay late for this one because this is just such a good chat.
Yeah, man.
Fucking dude, I can't wait
Hey,
to see the live
let
show,
me
man.
change
Like,
it up.
when he told me, when you guys were talking about it, I was like, holy shit. And then like now hearing all this, I was like, wow, it's gonna be a great show, dude.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
it's gonna be awesome, man.
Real quick on let's talk a little bit really quick on the internals of the Marvel industry. And what I mean by that is, if you open up, let's try this one. I've yet to actually look in this one. If you open up the interior of your books, you'll notice that there used to be a gentleman named Joe Quesada. That was a guy that I used to know when I was a kid, and he used to just be an artist that really didn't last too long in the artist industry because he ended up moving up really quick in the hierarchy.
He's like the overseer of everything right now.
Pretty much.
He used to be
big on Marvel Knights and stuff.
He used to be the CCO, the chief controlling officer, the chief creative controlling officer. All right. Well, ever since Kevin Feige came in last year, he got told that he's now the new guy. Really? Well, if you look in your book, you'll see that some of the books, and I'm looking right now on this one right here, and it's not showing on this spider executive. All right, so it says chief creative officer in this book is still Joe Quesada.
But you're saying in the new books, is Kevin Feige now?
There is a book that I saw in some book I recently got. I don't remember which one it was, but it showed Kevin's name. And what they had Joe is they moved him over into the editing, I believe. So I've yet to see. That's what I'm getting at. Hey, community, if you're out there, I'm curious of what you think or what you know, because I knew this change was going to come, and I know that I can speak of a solid decade that I know that Joe has been in that position, and I do also know that when I was inquiring a long time ago, whatever happened to Joe, I was told that he was in the talks and negotiations with Marvel. Well, I don't know what fell through. I'm not starting rumors or anything, but all of a sudden Kevin became the guy 7 years ago.
I mean, I think that basically we know why that is, because the Marvel Studios part of Marvel is probably the largest money engine of Marvel right now. Like, they're not making money. They're basically using print books as like advertising, and as like they're hardcore. It's like fan service. They're not making money on selling print books anymore. They literally are only doing it for fan service for us, to keep people that are in the physical media collecting and stuff like that, and to basically, it's cheaper to print a book than it is to develop a show. So like, they wait to see what they use the books as, like, to see what's going to gain traction, and then they develop it into a movie. So like, they can go through a bunch of books. That's cheap to print something. So like, that's the reason why that it still exists. It's not what they're using to make money for Marvel. So like, that's what's changed about the comic book industry overall, and that's why Marvel puts such cheap. Like, if you look at their book quality, for example, like the paper quality, the cover it's shit.
Yeah.
Little drop of water, if your fingers are a little sweaty or clammy, dude, you're gonna be wiping the ink right off, dude. It's
So, and that's why indie books are more high quality, because they have to sell you on the physical media,
and they're also selling you on a better story
too. So like, because they care more about the book itself.
Yeah.
See, and Marvel,
that makes me care about it too more.
Marvel just throws and sees what sticks. They just look at the amount of number ones. Look at the amount of titles that they drop.
And the covers.
And the covers and the variants. It's like, that's another reason why I stopped buying so much modern so much, is because it's like, you literally get buyer's fatigue. Like, it becomes to the point where you feel like it's a job to buy comics, and when you get to that point, that's a negative feeling.
It's like, don't they gotta be losing money when they make all these covers? Like, nobody is buying all these covers. I mean, there's probably a few percenters that maybe do buy a good amount of covers, but it's like, really, man, most people are buying, like, I buy one cover and that's it. It's like super, super rare if I buy a second book. It's like, I just don't, man.
But do you know, a lot of those I think they do that shit for the they're doing that shit for the speculators that are going to go out there and buy like 5 copies of each.
I feel like they do it though, and it's like, what the hell are you specking on? Like, all the Thor covers, it's like, well, I mean, I love Donny Cates, but it's like, I don't know if that's ever going to be anything big. Unless,
but I think it's kind of like a catch-22 that they drive kind of hype besides certain titles by coming out with lots of variants, by making you think, hey, this is going to be a key issue.
Yeah. True.
So then they get people interested in some issues that really aren't anything.
Yeah.
And then they'll commission a bunch of people to do covers on it. So you think, wow, well, they wouldn't invest all this money in doing covers unless there's something bigger in the book.
Yeah.
When really, it's literally just to get you to buy the book.
That's why I'm like, they're even spending money on the artists and shit too. They got, my God.
Yeah, and they're looking at
those people, man, that they want. I know people that bought like 6 covers of the Thor, you know.
Yeah, I know all kind of people that buy multiple covers.
Yeah,
multiple copies of multiple covers.
Yeah, parties.
Even multiple copies of the same cover too.
I will buy 2 covers, but I usually buy an A and a B of something, and I will do that. If a run is 3 or 4 issues long, I will usually buy an A and B all the way through. So if something is longer,
I won't buy.
I would follow it up with sometimes with, let's say, like Ghost Rider is an example. I buy the first 3 issues. I buy an A and B of the first 3 issues.
Yeah.
And then if it still holds me on, I buy one of it throughout. If I think there's a key in there, I will go back to buying an A and a B issue.
My rule is that I usually will never buy even 2 different covers of the same book. And unless I'm buying one for like someone else. Or unless I'm literally, if I know if it's like a for sure spec thing, I will literally buy like maybe one extra book, and then sell that book just so I can cover the price of my book.
Undiscovered because I heard that it was, getting
Your
option.
spot.
It is, man. I knew that book was gonna be hot. Like on my video, I posted that video like before I even took my break.
Yeah, I got the A and B cover, but I'll probably keep the B. And the thing is, the story. The next issue is make or break for me on the story. I think, man. The first issue was fire, but it was like second was kind of really messy. And,
yeah, the first was fire one. I read the first one.
Good.
So it's an interesting concept, though. Yeah, I definitely can see it.
I want to like it.
That's my reasoning. Is when I go to sell this, say if I like a 3 or 4 issue run, I will sell the whole set as a set.
Dude,
so that's why I tend. And then I'll keep a set for me.
If I could have got multiple covers of this, like there was a 1 per store variant, and I would have got the A covers just to read, and then they had these 1 per stores, and my shop was trying to charge like 15. I would have bought it anyways. I would have bought every 1 per store for these 5 issues, and had like the 5 set of the 1 per store. Awesome. Dude, that would have been so sick, dude. But he fucking played me on the first issue, and then he didn't even tell me he had it. Like I was like bragging. I was like, dude, I love this shit so much. It's like, don't mention it. You know what I'm saying? That you got the 1 per store. And then I didn't even know there was a 1 per store for the issue 2. And I was like, oh, dude, I waited up all night. I didn't even sleep till like 2 or 3. And I took a couple hour nap. That's why I was like, I got to get to bed so I could wake up early. But there was a 1 per store for issue 2. And I was like, I could have had the whole set, bro. And I just didn't even ask. And then I was like, I should have got it because there's a first appearance in here. But I was like, I wanted the whole set. Because I'm going to tell you where I want that whole set, man. I get the whole set of the A covers. I got to get all A covers, you know? But
right.
Yeah.
That would have been like a grail set, bro. Those 1 per stores.
You know, what are we reading there, Kai? The last book you just read? Dollhouse.
Dollhouse.
I read that.
So Dollhouse, I bought the B cover of the issue 1.
Yeah.
And then I bought the A cover of issue 2. And then I bought the B cover of issue 3. Because if I do decide to just buy a single cover, I tend to buy the covers I like. You know what I mean? And then, again, it's just a matter of creating, I guess, if I'm looking at a piece of, behind me, I want to create the palette that I like when I put the set together. So if it's a 4 or 5 issue run, I'm trying to put together the pictured story that I like. Because again, like John with comics, I have an issue when I see covers that have nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
So I try to buy covers that usually relate to the story too.
Yeah,
I think Basketful Heads could be a movie or show one day. So I really like that one. I'm a big fan of Stephen King, so I'm a big fan of Joe Hill. So I actually did buy one. I bought doubles of the first issue of Basketful Heads, but that was the only one. I did want that variant for the Dollhouse Family 2. Did you see that one where it's like the girl's holding the bloody hammer and her dad's like on the floor with his fucking head caved
in? I didn't see that
hammer. I was like, oh shit.
Hey, welcome to the chat. You.
Yeah, brother. What's up?
Yeah, that's the B cover. Yeah, they did an A and B on all those, and that was the one I got. I like that cover.
Yeah, I like so dope. I got the only one. I got the second cover. I had to order it separately. It was Basketful of Heads because I really like that, and I had a feeling after I read it that maybe one day it could get option, but I just really liked it. Period. But the those things they all kind of match with that Sea Dogs in the corner.
The Basketful of Heads, Dollhouse, Philadelphia. I can see all those things being movies.
Yeah. Did you check did you check the new number 1?
Yeah, that one's dope.
It was.
Didn't get
that's a better cover too.
I thought it was gonna be like some Nosferatu shit because of the guy in the background. But it's more about like kind of like spiritual stuff and like mediums. But it like the first page is like just these like fucking creepy ass black like I don't know what you would call them, like spirits maybe or something like evil.
Shades.
Yeah, crazy, man. I enjoyed it. I'm excited for that Lower Woods. Yo, what up, guy?
I'm here because I'll admit it. I did something really stupid and accidentally busted my monitor just a little bit. It's usable, but I have to come out here to play The Witcher now.
You busted your what? Your
watching. I was watching
The Witcher.
I'm playing The Witcher, and I was just watching The Witcher back in my room. I'm still watching it. Again, my monitor still works. It has a small little crack in it. And
again, as a disclaimer, community, I give my son complete and control parental. Okay.
Especially for playing The Witchers already.
Especially for watching The Witcher.
Yeah, The Witcher is rated mature, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I still gotta finish. I'm on like episode 5. I've binged
So
that.
if you haven't known, this is my son. This is Kai, and he's the other part of the whole 1-2 comic talk. So that's if you end up reading what we're about, we it's a father and son show, and
yeah, we do this thing together. If you watch our episodes, we're always jamming out together.
Yeah, awesome, man. I hope to do that one day with my son. So that would be awesome.
That's what I was saying.
You know what? You never know what they'll gravitate to, and you only hope for some of the things that won't get them into trouble.
Hey, man, if I was reading more comic books at his age, I might have stayed out of a little less trouble, man. But it's a perfect time to be into it, because when I was his age, I don't think there was really any of this MCU stuff going on, really.
No, we were considered nerds when.
Now it's cool to be a nerd.
Yeah, now you got nerd swag.
I've always loved the shit since I was a little kid, man. I've always loved Hulk. I even like the Billy Z Phantom movie, that goofy ass shit with the purple spandex.
What did you think of that Spirit movie or whatever?
The Spirit? I actually went to see that in theaters. I brought a girl, and I ended up really not watching it. I was just kind of hanging out with the girl the whole time, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't what I expected though. Did you like it?
I didn't. I wasn't feeling it, man. I think it was like a low budget. It was a low budget, like bad version of Sin City.
That's why I wanted to see it, because I was like, because I liked the Sin City movie, and I was like, this might be cool. Click on the right.
Yeah, Joe. I just wanted to reply to the comment.
Yeah, Kai wants to acknowledge and explain exactly how he broke his monitor.
Go ahead. I'll hop off after.
He threw his controller at it. We know.
To admit, I have a little. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. You know what? I have a butterfly knife, but it's not real. It just has the flip aspect. So I was flipping that around and accidentally let loose, and wham! And I was like, no.
So I don't know if you heard. He has a butterfly trainer.
So he's a killer in training.
So he has a butterfly knife, flipping around and playing with.
I've stuffed that thing in my drawer for good at this point. I can't be trusted.
Yeah, we don't want you to lose an eye.
Oh no, and it's just a trainer, but that's how he had to break his monitor.
Yeah, it's not sharp, but metal flying at speed into your monitor. I don't think it's good.
No, it's pretty bad for electronics, man. Flying knives. Whether
I wish I knew where it was at. I got the dopest K-bar like the Punisher using.
Damn. Well, guys, I think this was actually successful, and I don't think we're going to get JB back.
Yeah, I sent him the link, but he's probably,
Yeah, JB, I think he had to put his kids to bed, so.
Yeah.
And he had problems even last night. He couldn't even do the After Dark last night. I'm wondering if his kids just got back to school and he's having a hard time getting them back in a rhythm. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's an issue, man. You know how it is when they're in that transitional age. So
I do, Joe. I even got a night stick behind me.
See,
I was supposed to do my job. I'm supposed to put together.
Dylan's ready. Dylan's ready for comic combat, man. In case we have
I don't know why, dude. I have the coolest K-bar my dad gave me. It's like straight up like Sons of Anarchy knife, or like more like Punisher, like one of those military K-bars. That shit, bro, is awesome. I can't wait to get this night shift job. I'm gonna just be rocking that thing on my belt. I was like, let a motherfucker try me.
He said, I wish they would.
With this K bar, I'm gonna go punish her on their ass.
I'm gonna go punish her. we gonna read about Dylan. He's gonna be like, all he kept saying is Punisher.
Oh man, I hope not. I hope not. I gotta stay. I ain't getting in no trouble, man. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I spent a night in the drunk tank, and I'll never go back. That shit. I don't know how. Yo, you spend like 24 hours in that motherfucker, bro. It feels like a week. These motherfuckers that spend years in there, I'm like, yo, and then they want to go right back. I'm like, yo, fuck.
They get comfortable, man.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know how to operate.
They don't, man.
They don't even know how to operate on the outside. They just they institutionalize.
That don't kill me. What the hell did I do with my shit though?
Yeah, so it was nice meeting you, Kevin.
Hey, you too, metaphorical. Hey, Dylan, how about we? He's off in another world.
No, I'm right here.
He's looking for his weapons, man.
I was like, it's just pissing me off. I don't know where the hell it's at now. I must have.
And maybe we'll find each other tomorrow. And that I'm definitely going to be slammed with work for a while. And let's see. How do I highlight the bodies and we can do our outro things? Kai, help me out. I'm mentally, physically, and spiritually incapable of doing this.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like the right corner. The square in the left or right corner.
Like this guy?
Like each person's single box.
Yeah, there should be like diagrams.
Stream, and then there's a little box in the corner.
Yeah, and then you.
Hang on. What are you trying to do?
Well, I want to first go to Dylan and let him say his goodbyes, or
okay. You click on this, and then you click.
I don't want to remove from stream.
Yeah, I know it won't.
Solo layout.
You click. Just click.
Yeah.
Boom. So you got your sidekick, man.
So you know.
Yeah, I need it. All right, Dylan.
Hell yeah. So you know what it is? It's your boy Dylan from Dylan's Comic Book Ranch. Y'all know you can hit me on all social media outlets under this name. I'll have some solo reviews coming, probably some Venom Island, some TMNT Power Rangers, a bunch of the new stuff that came out this week. And then, once my StreamYard hours refill on Friday, we about to go at it, bro. So a lot of streaming coming up this weekend. So might have a show with Rockin' Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers Saturday. And I know I'm doing something with Comic Book G-Man on Saturday night too. So it's going to be a busy weekend. So make sure you're subbed and you got that bell notification hit, bro. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cool.
It's metaphorical, I'll be doing a lot of features and stuff this week. So if anybody wants me to come on or anything like that, I'm free till next week because I'll start my regular content next week. Like I said, on JB's channel, I'll be dropping content every day at like 8 p.m., either a live stream or some kind of content. So be on the lookout for that stuff. If you have any questions that we went over or anything like that, you need help like coming up with a basic logo or any questions that you want to see me and JB cover on the first episode of our comic content creators show, then reach out to me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all same name, Metaphorical. Should find me. So it's been a nice show, man. It was nice meeting both of you guys today. Well, I met Dylan before, but it was nice doing these shows with you guys today, man.
Hey, you too, man. This was awesome. So hey, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Kai and I are working on some new stuff. We dropped a video today. We hope to drop another video tomorrow. We're both going to be back to our normal situation where he goes to work, I go to school, and somehow we figure out the bills.
Did you really just say that? I go to school. He goes to work.
It works out. So hey, community from us at
1-2
Comic Talk.
We'll see you later, community.
Thank you.
Peace.